For more than 2 decades, the world thought Baywatch was just a nostalgic memory. The slow-motion beach runs, the red swimsuits, and the larger-than-life lifeguards who dominated television in the 90s. But now something unexpected is happening. After 25 years, the legendary series is officially returning. And the newest casting choice is already getting people talking. The upcoming reboot isn't just bringing back the iconic beach drama. According to early reports, the new version is planning to introduce bigger rivalries, deeper character conflicts, and a completely modern cast that could change the tone of the franchise forever. And right at the center of the conversation is model and reality personality Brooks Nader. Nader has just been cast in a major role in the upcoming Fox reboot, and she won't be playing a background character. Instead, she'll portray Celine, a sharp-tongued lifeguard captain known for her fearless attitude and strong leadership on the beach. But there's one detail about her character that has fans especially curious. Celine isn't just another member of the lifeguard team. She's set to become the direct rival of fellow Baywatch captain Hobie Buchannon, played by Amell. And according to the official character description, their relationship isn't exactly friendly. In fact, insiders say the tension between them could become one of the biggest storylines of the entire series. Their different approaches to saving lives, leading teams, and handling pressure create constant friction. And things only get more complicated when Hobie brings his own daughter onto the team. Something that reportedly makes the rivalry even more personal. But that's where things start to get interesting. Because even before the show has aired a single episode, fans online are already debating the casting choice. Some believe Nader could bring a fresh energy to the reboot. When people hear the name Baywatch, it instantly brings back images of sun-soaked beaches, dramatic ocean rescues, and lifeguards sprinting across the sand in those unmistakable red swimsuits. But what many younger viewers might not realize is just how massive the show truly was at its peak. The original Baywatch first premiered in 1989 and quickly grew into a global television phenomenon. At its height, the series was watched by over 1 billion viewers in more than 140 countries, making it one of the most widely seen TV shows in history. For over a decade, it dominated screens around the world and turned its cast into international celebrities. One of the biggest faces of the show was David Hasselhoff, who played the legendary lifeguard Mitch Buchanan. His role as the fearless beach captain became so iconic that he practically defined the identity of the entire series. Alongside him were several other stars who helped turn Baywatch into a pop culture juggernaut. Viewers couldn't get enough of characters played by stars like Pamela Anderson, whose role as CJ Parker made her one of the most recognizable TV personalities of the 90s, and Carmen Electra, who later joined the series and became another fan favorite. But the show wasn't just about glamorous beach scenes. At its core, Baywatch mixed high-stakes rescues with emotional personal stories. Each episode combined intense ocean emergencies with complicated friendships, romance, and the pressures of protecting the California coastline. The formula clearly worked. The show ran for 11 seasons, finally ending its run in 2001. By that point, it had cemented its place as one of the most recognizable television franchises ever created. Naturally, Hollywood didn't want to let such a huge brand fade away forever. Over the years, producers tried several times to revive the franchise. One of the biggest attempts came in 2017 with the action comedy film Baywatch, starring Dwayne Johnson and Zac Efron. The movie brought the famous red swimsuits back to the big screen and generated plenty of hype before its release. But despite the star power and marketing, the film didn't fully capture the magic that made the original show such a massive success. Fans enjoyed parts of it, but many felt it leaned too heavily into comedy and didn't recreate the dramatic tone that made the original series so memorable. Because of that, the idea of a true Baywatch revival remained unfinished business in Hollywood. Now, decades after the original lifeguards ran down those beaches for the last time, Fox is attempting something even bigger. A full television reboot designed to introduce Baywatch to an entirely new generation. And this time, the story isn't just about heroic rescues in the ocean. It's about legacy, family secrets, and a new generation stepping into the shadow of one of television's most legendary heroes. And that's exactly where the reboot's main character comes in. Instead of simply repeating the formula that made the original show famous, the reboot is taking a different approach. This time, the story focuses on the next generation of Baywatch, And it all begins with a familiar last name. At the center of the new series is Hobie Buchannon, the son of legendary lifeguard Mitch Buchannon. Longtime fans will remember Hobie as the kid who grew up watching his father patrol the beaches and save lives. But now, years later, Hobie is no longer the child running around the lifeguard towers. He's grown up, and he's now leading them. In the reboot, Hobie has followed in his father's footsteps and become a Baywatch captain himself. The role is played by Amell, an actor well known for his intense action roles and commanding screen presence. His version of Hobie is described as determined, rebellious, and fiercely protective of the people on his team. But just when Hobie believes he has everything under control, his world suddenly flips upside down. According to early details about the series, Hobie is confronted with a shocking surprise when a young woman named Charlie appears at his doorstep. She reveals that she's his daughter, a daughter he never even knew existed. Charlie isn't just looking for answers about her past. She also wants to follow the same path as the rest of her family. Determined to continue the Buchannon legacy, she joins the Baywatch team as a lifeguard trainee. The character is played by Jessica Belkin, who brings a new generation of energy to the series. But Charlie's arrival instantly complicates Hobie's life. Not only does he have to figure out how to suddenly become a father, but he's also trying to maintain his leadership role while proving he deserves the title his father once carried. The pressure of living up to the Buchannon name is already enormous, and now the stakes are even higher. And just when Hobie thinks things can't get more complicated, another powerful personality enters the picture. Because the beach isn't controlled by just one captain. A second leader runs another section of the coastline, and she has her own ideas about how Baywatch should operate. Her name is Celine, and she's known for being tough, outspoken, and completely unwilling to back down. The moment these two captains cross paths, tension begins to build. Their leadership styles couldn't be more different. Hobie believes in instinct and bold action, while Celine prefers strict discipline and calculated decisions. Every rescue, every training exercise, and every call they make on the beach becomes another opportunity for conflict. And when Charlie officially joins Hobie's team, the situation only grows more intense. Because according to early reports, Celine doesn't just question Hobie's leadership. She questions his judgment entirely. Some fans are already speculating that their rivalry may involve more than professional competition, hinting at a deeper history that hasn't been revealed yet. Whatever the truth turns out to be, one thing is clear. This new version of Baywatch isn't just about lifeguards running toward danger. It's about clashing personalities, family secrets, and the struggle to protect a legendary legacy. And the woman playing Celine, the one at the center of this rivalry, is already making headlines of her own. When Fox officially announced the cast for the new Baywatch reboot, one name instantly grabbed everyone's attention. The network revealed that model and reality personality Brooks Nader would be stepping into a major role in the series, and not just any role. Nader will be playing Celine, a lifeguard captain responsible for leading the Zuma Beach team. According to the official character description, Celine is known for her sharp wit, tough attitude, and an approach to leadership that can sometimes come off as brutally honest. She's confident in her abilities, fiercely protective of the people under her command, and never afraid to challenge someone if she believes they're making the wrong call. That personality is exactly what puts her on a collision course with Hobie Buchannon, played by Amell. Both characters are captains. Both believe they know the best way to save lives. And neither one seems willing to back down when their decisions are questioned. According to early details about the storyline, their professional disagreements quickly evolve into a full-blown rivalry that continues to intensify as the series unfolds. But what makes this casting especially interesting is that many people didn't expect Nader to land such a significant acting role in the first place. For years, she has been best known for her career in modeling. She gained major attention after appearing in the famous Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, where her confident presence and striking look helped her stand out in a highly competitive industry. In fact, one of her most talked about moments came in 2023 when she appeared wearing a red swimsuit on the magazine's cover. A look that many fans immediately compared to the iconic Baywatch style. At the time, it almost seemed like a coincidence. But according to Nader herself, it may have been something much more intentional. After the casting announcement, She shared the news with fans online, and even reposted that old swimsuit cover, joking that she had been manifesting a Baywatch moment long before the reboot was ever confirmed. Whether it was luck, timing, or a carefully planned career move, the moment clearly felt like a full-circle opportunity for her. Still, the announcement quickly sparked a wave of reactions across social media. Some fans were excited to see a fresh face stepping into the Baywatch universe, believing that Nader's confident personality fits perfectly with the bold and glamorous image the franchise has always embraced. Others, however, were more skeptical, questioning whether someone primarily known for modeling could successfully handle the demands of a major television role. It didn't take long for debates to start appearing online. Some viewers argued that the show has always been about strong personalities and visual charisma, two qualities Nader clearly has. But others wondered if the producers were focusing too heavily on image instead of acting experience. Of course, casting choices like this aren't new for the Baywatch franchise. In fact, the original series helped launch the careers of several stars who were relatively unknown before they stepped onto the beach. Over time, many of them grew into household names, proving that sometimes the biggest breakout stars come from the most unexpected places. And that's exactly why some insiders believe Nader's role could become one of the most talked about parts of the entire reboot. Because if her character Celine truly becomes the fierce rival to Hobie Buchannon that the early reports suggest, she won't just be another lifeguard running down the beach. She'll be one of the central forces driving the drama of the entire series. But she isn't the only new face stepping onto the sand, because the reboot is also introducing an entirely new generation of lifeguards. And one of them is already bringing a completely different kind of fame to the show. Almost immediately after the casting announcement dropped, the internet lit up with reactions. Whenever a legendary franchise like Baywatch gets revived, fans tend to watch every casting decision very closely. And when Brooks Nader was revealed as one of the show's new lifeguard captains, people online wasted no time sharing their opinions. For many viewers, the news came as a surprise. Nader has built most of her career in the modeling world, gaining widespread recognition through appearances in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. Her confident on-camera presence and striking beach-ready look made her a standout in that space, which is part of the reason some fans believe the casting actually makes perfect sense for a modern version of Baywatch. After all, the franchise has always blended action with glamour, and many of its most famous stars first caught the public's attention through their visual charisma before becoming established actors. But not everyone was immediately convinced. Within hours of the announcement, social media began filling with debates about whether Nader could successfully step into such a prominent role. Some users expressed excitement about seeing a new personality take on the Baywatch legacy, while others questioned if the producers were prioritizing star power and appearance over acting experience. Of course, conversations like this tend to happen whenever a beloved franchise introduces a new generation of characters. Fans who grew up watching the original series often have strong expectations about what the show should feel like. And when those expectations clash with modern casting choices, discussions quickly follow. Still, many viewers pointed out that the original Baywatch cast faced similar skepticism when the show first aired decades ago. Back then, several actors were relatively unknown, and few people could have predicted how globally famous the series would eventually become. That's one reason some fans believe Nader could end up surprising everyone once the show finally premieres. Adding even more attention to the conversation is the fact that Nader herself has leaned into the excitement surrounding the role. After the announcement, she shared the news with followers online, even reposting her previous red swimsuit photoshoot, and joking that she had been dreaming about a Baywatch-style moment for years. For supporters, that enthusiasm only made the casting feel more authentic. It suggested that she wasn't just stepping into the role for publicity. She genuinely wanted to be part of the franchise. But whether fans are excited or skeptical, one thing is already clear. The reboot hasn't even aired yet, and people are already talking about it. And while Brooks Nader's casting sparked plenty of conversation, she's far from the only new face joining the show, because the producers are building an entirely new team of lifeguards. And one of them comes from a world that's very different from traditional television. While the spotlight has largely focused on Brooks Nader's surprising casting, The reboot is actually introducing an entire lineup of fresh faces meant to redefine what Baywatch looks like for a modern audience. Producers appear to be building a team that blends traditional television actors with personalities who already have massive online followings. The idea seems clear. Create a cast that appeals not only to longtime fans of the original series, but also to a younger generation that spends more time on streaming platforms and social media. Among the new additions is Hassie Harrison, who steps into the role of Nat. Harrison has already gained recognition through previous television projects, and many viewers believe she could become one of the emotional anchors of the series. Early descriptions suggest her character will bring a balance of determination and empathy to the lifeguard team. Joining her is Thaddeus Legrone, who plays Brad. While details about Brad's storyline are still limited, insiders hint that his character may become one of the most physically capable members of the crew, someone who thrives during the show's high-stakes rescue scenes. But perhaps the most unexpected casting choice comes in the form of social media personality Noah Beck. Beck rose to fame online through short-form video platforms, where millions of followers watched his content long before he ever stepped onto a television set. In the reboot, he plays Luke, a rookie lifeguard who arrives at Baywatch with a very different background from the rest of the team. Luke is described as the youngest member of a family filled with firefighters, a legacy of first responders who all chose to run toward danger. But instead of following the traditional path into the firehouse, Luke decides to carve out his own identity on the beach. The character is said to be a confident surfer with a playful personality, someone who can easily charm people around him. Yet beneath that laid-back attitude is a lifeguard who takes saving lives extremely seriously. When a real emergency hits the water, Luke reportedly becomes one of the most capable rescuers on the entire team. Still, the journey won't be easy for him. According to early descriptions of the storyline, Luke has a lot of growing up to do. His arrival at Baywatch places him under the guidance of Hobie Buchannon, played by Stephen Amell, who gradually becomes a mentor figure in his life. That dynamic could become one of the emotional storylines running throughout the show. A young lifeguard trying to prove himself while learning from someone who carries the weight of a legendary name. All of these new characters are meant to create the feeling of a fresh generation stepping onto the sand, ready to face the same dangers that defined the original series. Ocean rescues, personal conflicts, complicated friendships, and high-pressure decisions are all expected to return as core elements of the reboot. But while the show is clearly focused on moving forward with a new cast, the producers also know that the past is too important to ignore. Because one familiar face from the original Baywatch era is officially returning, and his presence could connect the new story directly to the legendary lifeguards who came before. While the reboot introduces a new generation of lifeguards, Fox isn't forgetting where it all began. In fact, one of the original stars is making a return, bridging the gap between the iconic past and the modern series. David Chokachi is stepping back into his role as Cody Madison, the lifeguard who captured hearts in the original series. But he's not just making a cameo. Cody now has a life beyond patrolling the beach. He runs the Shoreline, a beachfront bar and grill, while still occasionally donning the signature red trunks for high-stakes rescues. This role allows him to serve as both a mentor and a friend to the new team, providing guidance and continuity for fans of the original show. Cody's return is significant for several reasons. First, it gives longtime viewers a tangible link to the original series, reminding them of the intense drama and charm that made Baywatch famous. Second, his presence creates an opportunity for interactions between the old and new generations of lifeguards, a dynamic that could lead to unexpected alliances, rivalries, and mentorships. And the nostalgia doesn't stop with Chokachi. Rumors have been swirling online that other original cast members could make appearances as well. Fans have been speculating about possible cameos from household names like Pamela Anderson and David Hasselhoff, whose involvement would instantly ignite buzz and heighten anticipation for the series. While nothing has been confirmed, the possibility alone has set social media abuzz. By intertwining the old with the new, Fox appears to be crafting a series that respects the original while expanding the storyline for contemporary audiences. This blend of legacy and innovation is designed to appeal to both nostalgic viewers and younger fans, creating a layered experience that could sustain attention across multiple seasons. At the same time, The return of original characters adds depth to the reboot's drama. For example, Cody's guidance could impact the ongoing rivalry between Celine, played by Brooks Nader, and Hobie Buchannon, played by Amell. It also introduces opportunities for flashbacks, lessons learned, and moments of reflection, connecting the show's past heroics with the present storyline. All of this builds to a single point. The reboot is not just another series about lifeguards. It's a continuation of a legendary franchise, with the original cast returning to provide authenticity, history, and emotional weight. And if the rumors about other original stars joining are true, this reboot could end up being one of the biggest nostalgia-driven television comebacks in years. But while the past adds credibility and excitement, the real question remains. Will the combination of legacy characters and new personalities create the drama and suspense fans are craving? Or will the reboot struggle under the weight of its own expectations? That tension is exactly what makes this series one of the most anticipated shows of the year, and one of the most talked about even before it hits the screen. The return of Baywatch isn't just about running down sun-soaked beaches or flashing the iconic red swimsuits. It's about taking one of television's most recognizable franchises and reshaping it for a completely new generation. Fox is betting big, blending nostalgia, modern drama, and a cast designed to spark conversation long before the series even premieres. At the heart of the story lies a complex web of rivalries, family legacies, and unexpected relationships. Brooks Nader's Celine may prove to be the most talked about character, with her sharp tongue and competitive streak setting the stage for one of the most intense rivalries on television. Meanwhile, Amell's Hobie Buchannon balances the weight of a legendary name with the challenge of becoming a mentor to a new generation. And the unexpected arrival of his daughter Charlie only heightens the stakes. The new generation of lifeguards, including Noah Beck, Hassie Harrison, and Thaddeus Lagrone, brings fresh energy, social media fame, and the kind of relatability that younger audiences crave. Their interactions, conflicts, and personal growth will give viewers plenty of reasons to tune in episode after episode. And just when it seems like the series might risk losing connection to its roots, the return of original cast member David Chokachi as Cody Madison anchors the show firmly in the Baywatch legacy. Rumors of other cameos from classic stars only add to the excitement, promising a mix of nostalgic nods and brand new drama that could make the series a must-watch event. Ultimately, this reboot could become huge because it isn't trying to simply recreate the past. It's taking the elements that made Baywatch iconic, adrenaline-fueled rescues, complicated relationships, and beachside heroics, and amplifying them for a world where audiences expect drama, suspense, and spectacle. Fans may debate every casting choice, and critics may scrutinize every episode, but one thing is undeniable. Baywatch is back, bigger and more ambitious than ever. The rivalry, the new recruits, the family drama, and the nods to the original series all combine to create a show that could capture attention from both longtime fans and a whole new generation. The question now isn't whether people will watch. It's whether this reboot can live up to the legendary status of the original series, and whether the tension, drama, and excitement on screen will make viewers fall in love with Baywatch all over again. One thing is certain. The beaches are back, the red swimsuits are here, and the drama has only just begun. And until the first episode airs, fans everywhere will be counting down the days, speculating about the rivalries, and debating who will emerge as the true star of the reboot.